What's going on, bottom line viewers? It's Mitch here, live for a Q&A, live for an NFL discussion, live to have some fun, and also to promote the new Madden 20 online franchise. Quick shout out, congratulations to Mr. Lonzig, aka Kevin Durkant, for winning the first season ever of the TheBottomLineView online franchise league. We are about to start season 2. We're about to get into season 2, but we are doing something a little bit new. So right off the top, I did want to advertise this. It's going to be Madden online franchise, PS4. So you have to be on PS4, not Xbox. In the link, in the description, there will be the Discord chat. You join the Discord. Once you join the Discord, you tell me your PSN and you can join the league. It's going to be a fantasy league, so there's going to be a fantasy draft, and there's going to be legends involved. So Michael Vick is going to be in the game. Peyton Manning, Barry Sanders, whoever you may think of, Jerry Rice, Randy Moss, they'll all be there, and you could pick your team, and you could play me, and you could play the other subscribers of the Bottom Line View. So quickly wanted to advertise that. I also sent out a community link with the Discord also in there, so you could check it out. But yeah, if you wanted to get in the first league and you weren't able to, and you missed the cut, it's your chance now to join the league and join season 2 of the Bottom Line View. This will be the last one for Madden 20. So make sure you do join the league this time around. All right, so if you guys have any questions for me, I'll open it up and we can get started. What's going on, Durkant? Durkant's already in the chat. Opium's in the chat. Busboy says, is it glitched? Party says, sup. Sing says, hello, guys. Crow is in the chat. What's up, Will? The triplet says, sup. Sean says, sup. Zari Adams says, who's better, Michael Vick or Donovan McNabb? Good question. I think if one were to make the Hall of Fame, I think for a long time people were talking about McNabb getting in the Hall of Fame. But if I would say one had more of an impact, I think it would be Vick. I think Vick had more of an impact on the game. But I think if you're talking about the one that had the more successful career, it was probably McNabb. I think there was a couple years there where McNabb was considered to be, one of the guys in the final top 5 for the MVP voting. So it was probably McNabb with the more successful career. I think it also helped that he had Andy Reid. But I think Vick, probably had the bigger impact on football and was the more captivating player. So it's kind of a complicated question and answer. So hopefully that answered your question. Guys, make sure you share this chat to anyone else who's a fan of the channel. Do I follow the NBA? Says question mark. Yes, I'm not like a diehard NBA fan, but when the big games are on or when the playoffs are on, I definitely check it out. Lakers are my favorite team, if you were wondering. That's mostly due to Kobe. I was a bigger fan back when Kobe played, and unfortunately he's passed. And now, I've never been a LeBron fan, so he's been a Laker now for 2 years, and it's kind of weird, to be honest. Like, I don't even know how to feel about it. Like, I've never really been a huge LeBron guy, but like if they were to win, that's probably why I'm not as big of a diehard fan, because my team has LeBron. But which is such a weird thing to say, but it would be cool for them to win. I've never been a huge fan of him. Obium says, but I think the Clippers would probably win if they're gonna actually do this and play, which it appears they will. So, yeah, I'm not. Well, was it Dried Ocean? I'm from Canada, and I'm not from Toronto. I'm from Vancouver. So, like, yes, I'm a Patriots fan, and yes, I'm a Lakers fan, and that's because I don't have a team in either sport. So, like, I couldn't really be, unless, a lot of people around here are Seahawks fans, and I do think a lot of people around here are Lakers fans because we are a West Coast city, and that's where I grew up sometimes now I'm in Toronto because of school, but majority of my life has been spent in Vancouver. So I kind of had the free will to pick. Like, my dad's a Cowboys fan, for example. He doesn't really have a basketball team, but like just for football, yeah, it's kind of weird in the traditional sense, but I'm not actually from Boston, so. Sebastian says the Bears 11-5 2020 season record. I don't even know what to say to that. I mean, like, people are going to hate on the Bears and stuff. Like, I think there's a chance that they're good this year. Like, there is a world, there is a reality, there is an existence where the Bears could be good. But I just don't know if it's our existence. I don't know if it's Earth 1. It might be Earth 32, for comic book fans out there. But I don't think it's Earth 1. I'm just going to be honest. Do I like Donald Trump? I don't want to answer that question. I'm just going to skip it. Ethan says you getting PS5 or Xbox Series? Probably PS5. Zari says, Mitch, when would you have what? Oh, when would you have? I think he means who would you have? Who would you have at your 3 NFC wildcard teams? As of right now, I have let me see. I have the Eagles as 1, and I don't think I'll be changing my mind on that. I think I have the Seahawks as 2, and I think the third team I have is the Saints or the Bucks. One of those. So I think it's those 3. Will says Pat's going 9-7. Yeah, maybe. I hear some people, it's kind of funny because like some people are high on the Patriots. Some people have them at like 10-6 or 11-5 or 9-7 like you, and other people have them at like 5-11, 6-10. They're a highly divisive team. What's up, Turtle? Yo, shout out to Turtle real quick. He's not a Patreon member, which by the way, guys, you can join the Patreon for $3 a month and get exclusive content. Just want a cheap plug there, but Turtle did help for the last couple of days. We were in the PS4 chat. We were doing all the players in the franchise, editing them all to perfection, to the last little detail. And shout out to Turtle for that. He definitely deserves his credit. Chris says he's digging that jersey. Barry is a GOAT. He's a GOAT, man. One of my favorites. Opium says, Mitch, why is Eric Weddle have an ability or Ed Reed? What? Why Eric Weddle have an ability or Ed Reed and Weapon X? Don't know what you mean, Opium, by that statement. Eric Weddle, I think, has a superstar ability. I think Ed Reed and Dawkins are both X factors in our league. Who's having a better career, Tua or Burrow? In my opinion, it will be Burrow. Ethan says, biggest player to change the game. Do you mean of all time or right now? If all time, biggest player to change the game. That's a good question. Wow, that's a good question. I'm going to say Johnny Unitas is the biggest player ever to change the game. Yeah, let's go with that. Zari Adams says, Bucks or Saints for home field advantage? Hopefully the Bucks, but maybe the Saints. Chance Cam Newton goes to Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh's probably one of the top 3 or 4 teams that have a chance of signing Cam, or it would make sense. They don't have a lot of money, which is probably the worst part, but they really could use a guy like Cam, because if Ben gets hurt, they can still have a guy to go in there, or if Ben's not himself, they have a guy to go in there and potentially save their season, because I do believe if the Steelers have a good quarterback this year, which is likely going to be Ben, then they can do some damage in the AFC. But if they don't, then if Cam or if Ben gets hurt and they don't have a guy like Cam to fall back on and they have Duck Hodges, they probably won't be able to replicate what they did last year. And there's definitely no chance of them making the Super Bowl or doing anything. What about Walter Payton? Walter Payton's one of the 3 best running backs of all time. Jude says, are the 49ers better or worse this year? My guess is they're going to be worse. From a talent perspective, are they better or worse? I think, it's a good one. I think they're probably worse just because they lost DeForest Buckner and they replaced him with a rookie. They're probably worse from a talent perspective. I think projecting them this year, it's going to be hard for them to get back to the Super Bowl. That's definitely, if I'm a betting man, I'm not betting on a team to get back to the Super Bowl 2 years in a row, especially after losing it. It's very difficult to do. Even when you win it and you're dominant, even the Patriots over the past 10 years haven't been able to do it. So it's very difficult to do. So if I was to say if they were to be better or worse and I was betting, I would say they'd probably be worse. Alex says, what is your opinion on the Texans? I think the Texans are probably a team that take a step back this year. I think they're going to be... It's tough with the Texans because I actually don't hate what they did as much as other people. Like trading Hopkins, I don't think is as bad as people want to think it is, because I think David Johnson and Brandon Cooks and Randall Cobb and the guys that they brought in will actually help them and actually might allow Watson to become a better player. But from a team perspective, I just think their defense, I don't think it has anything to do with Hopkins or their offense. I think their offense would be really good. I think it's going to be one of the 10, if not 5 best in the league. But when it comes to their defense, I mean, J.J. Watt is only getting older. He got hurt again last year. If he misses any time, this defense is probably the worst in the league. It has very limited talent, and we've seen that teams that can pass the ball really torch them. So the Texans, I think, they're probably 8-8 because Deshaun Watson is a good player. He's great, and they have some nice pieces. And Bill O'Brien, I think, is a good coach, but I just can't trust their defense in a division that the Colts got better. I think the Titans are still decent, and the AFC, I think, is overall stronger. Teams like the Broncos, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Jets should be better. The Dolphins should be better. The Cleveland Browns should be better. The Bengals are better on paper. The Steelers have Ben back. So overall, the AFC is just a much better conference. When is the draft for Madden? It's probably going to be next weekend, Saturday or Sunday. So if you're available for Saturday or Sunday, and I know Opium, you're not going to be in the league, but for anybody that's wondering, Saturday or Sunday. And I'm actually going to add the Discord link to the description right now, so that it's easier for you guys to access. Sorry, Adam says, Mitch, if the NFL signed Colin Kaepernick, will you hope he goes to the Pats? I think that would be pretty cool and interesting. I think it would be a reason to get excited about the team. But if I'm being realistic, I don't think he's going to go to the Patriots. But I think he will be signed at some point within the next year to 2 years. But if he's expecting to start, that's something totally different. I think the only way he starts is if it's, I'm going to be honest, if it's a plan by the team to just sell jerseys and merchandise. At this point, after being off of football for that long, to expect Colin Kaepernick to be able to start is very, very tough. I mean, very tough. Even Michael Vick, as gifted as he was after 2 to 3 years in jail, was not able to come back and be a starter right away in the NFL. So for Cap to miss 3 to 4 years and come back and try to be a starter, he's at least going to have to take his bumps in the road to be a starter. Unless, again, the team just is interested. But I think you could do that if he was the backup. The problem is if a team signs him and they don't have a quarterback like Russell Wilson or Aaron Rodgers or Mahomes or one of these guys, it's going to be very hard for that fan base not to get excited and want to see him play, because he was good in the past and he's a big name and he's interesting and he's exciting and people like him. So it's a weird dilemma I understand it from a head coach and owner perspective, but I do want to see him back in the league because I think it would be good for the NFL, and I think it would be pretty cool for sports fans and the world to see him showcased again. I think that would be a big step for the United States. Jake says, what would be a realistic Super Bowl sleeper? It depends who you think a sleeper is. Like what team do you think is the Bucks a sleeper? Like, I don't think so. Like, is the Seahawks a sleeper? Probably not. Like, I think if I had to give you a Super Bowl sleeper, it would probably be the Bills versus the Cowboys. I think that's a sleeper Super Bowl. Are there any good football podcasts you recommend? Good question. Yeah, I listen to a lot of football podcasts. I'll actually pull them up right now and tell you some that I think are pretty good. So, other than the Bottom Line View on YouTube, he's pretty good. You could go check out, probably my favorite right now is Chris Sims Unbuttoned. So, Chris Sims kind of gets a bad rap across the people on Twitter because they just read like the things that he says without actually listening to what he has to say. But if you're looking for like in-depth like football knowledge and you're kind of a nerd that way, Chris Sims' show is really good because he's very honest and he's not always right, but he is right about a lot of stuff and he just gives his honest opinion, and it is based on actual film study and actual knowledge of the game, which I like that more than just people talking for fun. I enjoy Adam Lefkoe, his show. It's better during the year, I would say, during the NFL season. His is better for like betting and like picks and just more like conversation. That's a good podcast. If you're looking for another one that's more like NFL in the weeds, I would say that Michael Lombardi's podcast is pretty good. And what else? Fantasy-wise, I would go with the Fantasy Footballers. They're very entertaining, and they're pretty knowledgeable. So those would be the ones that stand out to me that I think are pretty good. I'm definitely getting PS5. Singh says, Mitch, which quarterback in the league is the toughest to slow down? That's a complicated question because I think it has to do with the offense. Like, independently, I think it's probably Lamar. But with his entire supporting cast, it's probably Mahomes. Like, if you were just having to say, could we limit Lamar to 300 total yards? The answer is probably no most of the time because he's going to get his yards. He's going to make his plays because he's just so ridiculous. But the offense that Kansas City has and the talent of Mahomes makes Mahomes the most difficult to stop. So, therefore, it's probably Mahomes, but Lamar is probably second. Wilson is interesting because people would put him in like the number 2 quarterback in the league right now, which I do as well. But like considering that he does get shut down quite a bit, he just is able to make the big plays a lot. So I think Wilson is hindered by his offense while Mahomes his offense allows him to be more dangerous. And Lamar is just Lamar. Like, I don't know how else to explain that. VGB, V Green Bay, I don't know. This is Brady's chance. I believe he planned this. Brady has goals. He will do everything to lift that team. I agree. What's up, Leg? He says, yo. Chris says, Carr is solid, just not elite. I agree. Party says, Mitch, rank Prime Luck, Prime Newton, and Prime Ryan. Well, the most dominant any of those players have ever been is Cam. The best for a long period of time was Luck. I think Luck, from when he entered the league to when he retired, was the best player for that stretch of period of time. And Ryan, it has the best career. So in terms of primes, it depends on what you take as a prime, but 2015 Newton is the best. Luck would be second, and then Ryan would be third. Even though Luck did not win an MVP and Ryan did, I think Luck had to overcome a lot more than Ryan ever has had to overcome. And Luck in 2014 and even last year was probably better than Ryan in almost all of his seasons other than 2016. So, yeah, that's a difficult question, though. Hawk says, can you see CeeDee Lamb becoming a Hall of Famer? That's a little bit ahead of yourself. I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't know. Maybe All-Pro. Presley says, hi, you're awesome. I don't know why there are not more people. Thanks, Presley. Tell more people, and then we'll get more people. Ron says, Mitch, what are you doing with the old BLV franchise? I like my team. I'm just going to delete it probably, or just leave it alone. I don't see any reason to continue it. Nicholas says the Lions are a year away. Fire Patricia. Don says TJ Hawkinson will be a top 7 tight end. Man named Daniel says, do you think Dak is a top 10 quarterback? If you watch my quarterback rankings, or you can go watch those, and you would know what I thought. Can't wait for the BLV podcast. I actually do an exclusive podcast on my Patreon. So if you want to become a patron, you will get an exclusive podcast every week. But until then, I don't know when I'll be doing a podcast. Who is my make it or break it player this year other than Darnold? Who is yours? Says Busboy. Baker. I think Baker. I don't think Baker is necessarily break it, but I think he's going to make it if he's good this year. Like if Baker is really good this year, that's going to buy him a lot more time. But if he is just average, that's going to continue to seep in the doubt about him. But he definitely has more of a window than Darnold to make it or break it because he was the number 1 pick, and people need to consider that. What's going on with Clowney, says Jake? I have no idea. If Mahomes wins another Super Bowl and retires, would he be a Hall of Famer? I think so. Who's my favorite football player? I'll let the chat answer that. Cole Kmet was like the 4th best tight end in the draft, says Turtle. How do I feel about the Broncos? I like the Broncos. I think right now for me, they're a playoff team with potential. Top 5 running back duos, Kerryon Johnson and Swift will make that list, says Dawn. I don't know right now. Like, I haven't seen Swift play, so I don't know. Singh says, Mitch, do the Vikings have the worst offensive line in the league? No. Jared Stidham is his favorite player. Do I know who Ryan Leaf is? Yes. Kyle says, would you do a video listing the importance of each position from most to least in the NFL 2020? Sure. I'll write that down. There you go. Wrote it down. Cortland Sutton, All-Pro. Ooh, I think he's definitely a Pro Bowler. I don't know about All-Pro, though. Depends how good Drew Lock is, I think. Make a receiver list. That's coming out tomorrow. Wentz or Dak in the top 5. What? Drew says Wentz or Dak, and he says Wentz top 5 in the league. I don't know about all that. I think he's top 7. But I do have Wentz ahead of Dak. I'm excited for the weekly streams with the predictions too. Can you do a way too early 2021 mock draft? No, sorry. Dawn says Matt Stafford is the best quarterback in the North. I don't know the players well enough to do a mock draft right now. I'm just going to be honest. Yeah, I heard Cowherd thinks Wentz is top 3, and I completely disagree. I don't know how you could say he's top 3 right now. Gordon and Phillip Lindsay, top 3 running back duo. Probably. I think the best is Chubb and Hunt. But after that, I don't really know. I'd have to go through every team. Who's the biggest draft bust ever? I think it's probably Jamarcus Russell. Maybe Leaf. Sebastian says Tyler Lockett or Allen Robinson as a receiver 1 for fantasy. I think Tyler Lockett because he's probably more stable and what's the word? He's more reliable because he has Russell Wilson and Allen Robinson does not. Saquon or McCaffrey? I answered that question in my running back rankings. How's my summer, says Kyle. Pretty good. Pretty good so far. How about you? Are the Broncos ready to contend with the Chiefs? I don't think they're ready to contend with the Chiefs, but I think they are a team in the AFC that is probably a riser. But who knows? Who's the best quarterback out of Clemson or Alabama? Didn't Namath go to Alabama? I think so. Clemson, I think, is Watson, isn't it? You have to pick one rookie to be your franchise player. Young, Okuda, or Simmons. I think it's Young. I think there's no reason why it's not. He's the edge player. He's the pass rusher. He's the best. I think it's Young. Breakout team for 2020. I really like the Browns. As a breakout team, finally. NFC. I don't know if you would consider the Cowboys a breakout team. NFC, I guess the Bucks would be too, but AFC, what else? The Broncos are kind of there. Maybe would the Bills be a breakout team, or did they break out last year? Because I actually think the Bills are going to be really on the upper echelon of teams. So maybe in that regard, they're going to be breakout. Cardinals, maybe. I'm not quite sold on them yet. My favorite player is Eli, yep. Should Jake Fromm be cut? No. Probably not. He'll be a fine backup. Andrew has some big ears, but I like him. He's pretty good. Sebastian says MVP sleeper, Drew Lock or Ryan Tannehill. Mine is Matthew Stafford. How about that? Turtle says Nicholas Gill thinks Trubisky is better than Josh Allen. Yeah, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't know about that. James says, are you surprised Gronk came back to the NFL? A little bit, but I'm not surprised that he signed with Tom Brady. Do you think I can make the NFL or CFL? Why not, Presley? Why not? Try really hard, work really hard, get out there, and maybe you got a shot. Busboy says, favorite upcoming free agent for next year that you're interested in seeing? I want Mixon to sign with New England. Brian says, you know how a couple of weeks ago there was the Manning-Brady golf match? Yeah. What should the next one be? Antonio Brown versus Mike Mayock or Richard Sherman versus Michael Crabtree? Out of those two options, I think AB versus Mayock, just because AB would be so entertaining. And he's probably terrible at golf, as my dogs go absolutely insane in the background. Means my sister's probably home. Should I eat chicken nuggets? It's, what is it, Saturday? Saturday night? Why not? Cheat day. Don says Stafford is a beast. There you go. Can Xbox join the BLV League? No, only PS4. I think I would want to see Tony Romo versus Steph Curry because they're actually good. And then, like Tony Romo with Phil and Curry with, or Curry or Jordan with Tiger. What's up, Ultra? Joseph says, guess Tampa's record this year. 11-5, 12-4. Hot Take says, would you rather have the Patriots win next year and not again for 20 years, or not win for 10 years but go back to back? Back to back. Because I can wait 10 years. I've seen them win for 20 years in a row. So I can wait. If it means I get 2, then I'll wait. Can't wait for Mitch to be on a big show. I know you want to be on the Monday Night Football studio, but I'm waiting for you to be on the show. I'm not sure what you're saying there. But I can't wait either. Aqib Talib or what? Nicholas says Allen is not better than Trubisky or Minshew or Donald, and I disagree. I'm terrible at golf. I've only ever played golf like a few times. Just going to be honest. Talib signs back with Denver to be a mentor. I think he'll sign. I don't know. Will he retire? He could sign with Denver, but I wouldn't be surprised if he signed with Miami again to do the same thing. I don't know. Maybe he signs with like Tampa again, goes back to Tampa. Singh says, Mitch, which NFL team deserves the Super Bowl the most? Probably the Lions or the Bills or the Browns. One of those. Do I always lose to Ultra and Discord arguments? Very, very, very rarely. I think I might have lost once out of 115 times. Dawn says Detroit will win the NFC. Opium says who is the best safety in the league? Probably Jamal Adams. I hope the season starts on time, and it does seem like it. Yeah, join the Discord. And I still haven't gotten the link. I'm slacking. Can somebody post the link? Let me see if I can get it. That's also where if you want to be in the Madden League, you have to be in there. Name one of your crushes. Good question. The first one that came to mind back in the day was Jessica Alba. There you go. Now I have to get back to the chat. Okay, I think it should be in the description now. So you guys can check it out. If you want to get in the Discord, check the description. Which NFL team has the worst defensive line? Let me pull up the teams for you. I just can't do it off the top. I need to look at every team so I don't get a bad answer. Okay. Right now, it might be Seattle, to be honest. Miami's is still pretty bad. But if you add those edge players in there, it's better. Jets across the board is pretty bad. Like, they have a bunch of run stuffers, but they don't really have any pass rushers. Yeah. It's probably Seattle. Or Oakland, too. Yeah, that's my answer. Who is going to win the league? Me. Best punt returner in the league is Jamal Agnew. I don't know. He's good. I'm not going to say he's not. But I think it's Harris of the Saints. Bucks making the Super Bowl. I hope so. Is Bobby Wagner the best linebacker in the NFL? He has a case for it. Best cornerback duo? Let me check the teams. Don't want to get the wrong answer. I think I might do like a video ranking secondaries or something. So the ones that come out, probably Jones and Howard, Humphrey and Peters, Gilmore, and whoever you want to put with them, J.C. Jackson, Jason McCourty. I think that would be it. Oh, and the Chargers, probably Hayward and Harris. Oh, man, I don't know. Any of those. I think they all have an argument, but top 5 linebackers. I'm going to be ranking linebackers soon, so just wait for then because I don't want to give you an answer and then it be wrong. Who has the best profile pick on Discord? Now, Kevin Durcan, I have to give you that. I have to give you the nod for that. Singh says, thoughts on Brian Flores? I like him a lot. I think he's a great leader of men. Really old school approach, but seems like a good coach and a good person. So, Kyle says, do you have any recommendations on how I can understand football at a more advanced level, like in terms of schemes? I would just say listen to stuff. Like listen to channels you like that you find entertaining. Listen to podcasts, watch games, like anything like that. That's how I did it. Play Madden, that helps. Which NFL team will have the best defense? Off the top of my head, I think Baltimore's defense is going to be really good this year. I think New England's is going to be good. Chicago is going to be okay, I think. Probably like borderline top 10. I think Broncos will have a good defense. Chargers will have a good defense. Steelers will have a good defense. Bills will have a good defense. Am I missing? 49ers. But if I had to say, I don't know. I'm eventually going to rank them, so you'll see when I officially rank them. But those are the ones that are like at the top of my head, probably on the top of the list. Do I like Alexander Johnson? I think he is an underrated player. What time is it for me? 8:22. Best tight end in the league, George Kittle. How many spots are there? I think there's quite a few still, so you can definitely join the Discord and join up. Are trades allowed? Yeah, probably. Who is the most annoying fan of the Bottom Line View? Be honest. I don't think any. Probably Monty right now. He's annoying. I like him, but he's been annoying. Josh says, who do you think is winning MVP? Right now, at this moment, I think it's going to be Russell Wilson. Who gave you the idea for the league? My brain. Who got hit the hardest with the Madden curse? If you consider Michael Vick going to jail, probably that. Peyton Hillis was pretty bad, though. He just dropped off the face of the earth. But he never really deserved it in the first place. AB got hit pretty hard with it, too. Thoughts on Adam Rank's rankings? I haven't really seen them, but I hear he's bad at picking games. Who's the most underrated receiver? Oh, I'm ranking my receivers. You'll see the rankings tomorrow. So let me look at my list. I don't know, man. It depends who you think's underrated. I think Kenny Golladay is pretty underrated. Allen Robinson's pretty underrated. Tyler Lockett. Robert Woods. I think Mike Evans is pretty underrated for, like, he's never not had an 1,000-yard season. Those guys kind of are all underrated. Party says TY. Ultra says Matt Patricia is the GOAT. 9 wins in 2 years. DJ Moore is good. If people think he's bad, then yeah, he's underrated. Scary Terry is underrated. I agree. Will Fuller when he plays. Yeah. Texans have $9 million in cap. Who are they going to get? Everson Griffin, Josh Gordon, Eric Reed. Maybe Eric Reed. Connor says, I love how you describe Nick Chubb as a robotic runner. Isn't it true, though? I mean, it's so true. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is more my type of guy, but I love both of them for different reasons. Nicholas says Diggs is way overrated by BLV community. You're just speaking about Durkant. Ultra. Adam Thielen is a product of Stephon Diggs, Kevin Durkant. Yep, that's exactly what he says, which makes no sense at all, but okay. DK Metcalf's a GOAT, but coming from a Seattle fan, he gets a little too much hype. DK Metcalf's pretty awesome. I think he was hated on way too much last year before the draft. Nicholas says, Mitch, how is David Montgomery not a top 32 running back? Because he absolutely stunk up the joint last year. And neither was Sony Michel. They both literally had the same season. They had a lot of touches, were not really any good in the receiving game, very inefficient, rarely broke tackles. Those are all reasons why they weren't on the top 32. And Sony Michel had a great playoffs a year before, and he wasn't even in the top 32. So if he's not, then Montgomery isn't either. Who's my least favorite NFL team? I don't really have one at this point. I think it used to be, like when I was younger, I didn't like Peyton Manning's teams because obviously for obvious reasons. I didn't like the Jets with Rex Ryan. I didn't like the Ravens. Like those teams were the biggest rivals of the Patriots, so I didn't like them. I didn't even really dislike the Giants, to be honest. Are you good at Madden? I think so. Favorite college team? Michigan and Miami. I hate Seattle. People think I hate the Saints. I'll say that. People think I hate them, and people think I hate Seattle. So there you go. It's not necessarily true. Everybody has their player they go crazy for. Me, I don't even know what that says, busboy, bro. Everybody has their player they go crazy for. Her, me, it is because Claypool, Durkant, Diggs, Nick. Oh, okay. Jeez. Busboy says Claypool, Durkant is Diggs, Nicholas is Trubisky, Ultra is Matt Ryan, and many more people have theirs. Mitch says, Adai walks in for the touchdown. I remember watching that, and I was upset. Don't bring it up. Ultra says Mitch hates the Saints because he hates Drew Brees, which is not true. Don says Deshaun Hand, comeback player of the year. Sierra, is it Sierra? Sierra says, will Jake Fromm start for the Bills? No. Josh Allen will. Kevin Durkant says Mitch hates the Seahawks and the Saints. No. Turtles is Lattimore, yeah. Or Winston. How do you join the Madden League? Join the Discord, and I'll send you an invite. Or do you have PSN? Because if you do, what's my favorite team? Look behind me. Does that answer your question? Presley says, who will start, Nick Foles or Mitch Trubisky? My guess is Nick Foles. Singh says, who is the worst NFL team in the league? Probably the Jags or the Panthers. Snags Harrison is a bum, says Dawn. That's disrespectful. Sebastian says Robbie Anderson or Adam Thielen for receiver 2. Adam Thielen for sure, no doubt. Do you think Drew Lock is the real deal? Depends what you think the real deal is. I think he definitely has a lot of potential. I think he has the potential to be a borderline top 10 quarterback. I think he's going to be like a top 20 quarterback this year. Lattimore wasn't a top 10 cornerback last year. That's debatable. Rodriguez says, how long do you think Aaron Rodgers will stay in Green Bay? When does his contract up? Because that's probably the answer. Nick, what did you ask? I can't see every comment. Truitt says, do you think there will be a double doink again this year? The odds probably suggest no. Mitch, which quarterback was second in interceptions? I believe it was Baker Mayfield, but I could be wrong. Maybe it was Phillip Rivers. I think it was one of those two. Is Drew Lock a better rapper than Eminem? Probably. No, I'm just kidding. Ultra says top 10 NFL teams right now. 1 Chiefs, 2 this is a classic Ultra. 1 Chiefs, 2 Ravens, 3 Niners, 4 Saints, 5 Bucks, 6 Cowboys, 7 Bills, 8 Seahawks, 9 Steelers, 10 Eagles. I respect that list. You think that number 1 and 2 is off in your running back list. It's just my opinion. You can have a different one. Am I going to win the trivia? For sure. Let's do some trivia right now. Give me a couple questions. What's more important, a shutdown corner or an edge player? I think if you have a truly elite shutdown corner, that's the most valuable defensive player you can have. But on average, the edge player is more valuable. Joe Williams says, how do you think about Patriots DJ Jackson? What? Who's DJ Jackson? And Chiefs corner, do you mean JC Jackson? And Chiefs cornerback and Chiefs Charvarius Ward, they are underrated, says Joe. If you're talking about JC Jackson, I think so, yeah. And Ward is underrated. Okay. What do you predict for Jalen Hurd? I think he'll be a gadget player this year. They'll give him some handoffs. He'll play in the slot a little bit, but he won't have a huge role in the team. That's my prediction. He'll be like the number 3 receiver. Number 3 or number 4. Who won the 1999 MVP? 1999. I always get this mixed up. It was Kurt Warner or Marshall Faulk, but I always forget which was which. I think Faulk was 01, and I think Warner was 99, but it could be the reverse. It was one of those. I always get that mixed up. Are we talking about practice? In my average, who was the first player in NFL history to throw 4,000 yards in one season? I feel like I knew this answer and forgot. I thought it was Joe Namath, but I'm not 100% sure. Who were the 12 4,000-yard passers in 2015? Okay. Let's see if I can get this right. I gotta write it down probably, so I don't mess it up. Let's go. Brady is 1. I know that. Probably Breeze. My pen's not working. Breeze. Did Rodgers play in 2015? Yeah, I think so. Rodgers. Did he? Man, I don't know. Tell me if Rodgers is right or not. Did Cam throw for 4,000 yards? I know Peyton didn't. I feel like Eli did, so I'm going to go Eli. I think that was the year Romo was hurt. Wilson probably. That's 4. Niners didn't have a quarterback that was any good, did they? 2015. That was Kaepernick, and he didn't throw a lot. Arizona, Palmer, that's 1. Got that one. Okay. Rams, no, probably not. Titans, no. Colts, did Luck play? I'm assuming Luck played. Damn, Luck. I never know with you, Luck. I'm doing this. Give me some time, all right? Luck. Texans. No. No to Luck. Wow. Okay. I got 5. I don't think Alex Smith. Oh, Rivers. That's 6. Ryan. 7. So I have 8. I got to go through every team. NFC, AFC North, Ben, right? Ben. I don't think Flacco, did he? No. Dalton? Dalton. Or was Dalton hurt? I know Dalton got hurt in 2015, but did he throw for 4,000? I kind of want to know that. No, yes, Ben did. Cousins. What? How did Ben not throw for 4,000? Did he get hurt? Oh, okay. Cousins, though. Tell me if Cousins is right. Eagles. Who the heck was the Eagles quarterback in 2015? Was it Wentz? No. He was 16. He got drafted. I don't think the Eagles. NFC. Was Stafford one of them? Stafford? Stafford. Bradford was the Vikings quarterback, wasn't he? Or no? Jeez. It's hard to remember all the quarterbacks. Oh, Bortles is a good one. It might have been Bortles. Okay, so I have 10. So I got 2 more. Yes. Okay, Bortles. So that's 11. Jets quarterback? No chance. Dolphins? Did they have Tannehill? Tannehill. No. Yes? Maybe Winston. That's a good one. Tannehill is probably hurt. Freaking guy gets hurt all the time. Oh, okay. It was Winston then. All right. I got it then. Winston. Wait. All right. Cool. Finally got it. There we go. There's some trivia from Ultra and Party. All right, guys. What time is it? I'll stick around for a couple more minutes of questions, and then I'm going to peace. Tomorrow, we're going to have the wide receiver rankings, top 32 receivers in the league. I heard that he's kneeling, yeah. Join the Madden League, guys. It's going to be fun. Fantasy draft. I'm probably going to draft Jamarcus Russell. How do I think Josh Norman will do? I think he's going to have a little bit of a resurgence this year. I don't think he's going to be like awesome or anything, but I think he could play. I think he could play in the Bills system decent. Why did they throw at the 1? Because they were worried about time running out. That's why they threw. My pick for Rookie of the Year. Joe Burrow or Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Or Taylor. But probably Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Joe Burrow. 2015 Norman or Ramsey 2017. Man, Norman was really good that year, though. Sebastian's his favorite WWE superstar of all time. Mine is Chris Jericho. Mine is The Rock. Chris Jericho is awesome, though. 3 dark horse MVP candidates. Stafford, and Stafford. No, I'm just kidding. Stafford. Does Brady count or no? If not, I'll just throw that one out there. Stafford. Josh Allen, 2. 3. Thinking. This is tough. I don't know what's considered a dark horse. You got me stumped. Drew Lock. Kyler's not a dark horse. I was trying to really go dark horse. All right. Which Andrew Luck season was better? 14 or 18? I probably go with 14. All right, I think I am done. All right, guys, thanks for joining me live. If you enjoyed, Gronk spike the like button. Make sure you join the Discord if you haven't already, and you can always check out the Patreon. You look at any of my videos other than this one in the description, and you'll find my Patreon link, and you can subscribe for $3 a month, and you'll get exclusive content. And you'll also be in the Madden franchise league. That's kind of cool. So subscribe to that. Join the Discord. If you're interested in Madden 20 online franchise, also join the Discord and send me a message telling me your PSN. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. It's Mitch. Peace.